guys, I hope you're all having a fantastic day today. Happy Earth Day. It is the day of the year where we get to take a little bit of time just to think about the place where we live and all of the amazing things that the Earth really does for us. The Earth is the only planet in the solar system we could live in, and we are all very, very blessed to live here. But that being said, I do think it's important that we take care of the Earth. It is the only one that we have. So today I'm going to be sharing with you 10 easy ways that you can incorporate more eco-friendly habits into your daily life. This is really for anyone. I tried to pick habits that you can incorporate wherever you are, wherever you live. Hopefully all, or at least the vast majority of these will apply to you. So let's go ahead and get started with number 1. My first tip is to buy clothing that is used, or at least that is ethically and sustainably made. Now, while trying to buy sustainably can definitely cost more if you're restricted for a budget, buying used clothing helps you to get a second use out of a piece of clothing, really by being able to go in and take an item that otherwise would have been unused, maybe recycled, but more likely not. We throw out so much clothing each year, but by being able to intercept that process and give a piece of clothing a second life, you are definitely doing something that is benefiting the environment and also contributing to less waste, which is awesome. Number 2 is to buy local. Wherever you live, I'm sure there are local shops and stores near you, not the big chains, but those local grocers, the farmers market, the local, handmade goods shop, whatever it is. By buying local, you're not only able to support your local economy, but you're also able to save on a lot of the crazy costs that come with shipping. Not only the costs that come with shipping, though, the costs to the earth that come with shipping, because there are definitely a lot of CO2 emissions and just use of fossil fuels that happens when you are trying to ship something all the way across the world. So if you're buying something that's made locally, that's definitely a way to just be a little bit more eco-friendly in your purchasing decisions. Number 3 is to recycle properly, and it is amazing to me how many people don't know their local recycling rules. Now, every single county will tend to recycle different items. So while some things like paper, cardboard, and glass can often be recycled everywhere, certain kinds of plastics can be recycled in some areas, not in others. For example, where I used to live in Raleigh, you were able to recycle the little clam shells that you get berries in, but you weren't able to recycle like a carton that you would get almond milk in. Whereas here in Charlotte, the rules are the exact opposite. I can recycle the carton, but I can't recycle the berry box. So know your local recycling rules and restrictions so that you can know what packages are safe for you to buy, so you know you can recycle them in your area. But also, it just helps you to be a lot more responsible with being able to, I guess, help out your local recycling plant. The amount of money that goes into trying to pick out what doesn't belong in a recycling plant is one of the biggest expenses that the recycling plant incurs. And so by being careful about what you put in your recycling, it encourages the recycling facilities to be more effective, and hopefully in the future they'll be able to recycle more items. Next up is to buy food consciously, and I'm sure you guys have seen all of the zero waste stuff, but even if zero waste isn't something that you can incorporate into your life, there are so many small decisions that when it comes to food purchasing that you can do to make a difference. Use your own bags, use your own produce bags, and then try to buy loose items when possible. Try to opt for cardboard over plastic packaging. Really just try to be conscious about the containers that you're buying things in, and try to buy things container free where possible. So just try to reduce the packaging and reduce your use of plastic and paper bags, opt for reusable bags instead. Next up, use less energy. I know it can be really tempting when it's cold to just like turn up the heat all the way, and the same thing in the summer when it is burning hot, just to like freeze your house so that you can be comfortable. But this is really energy efficient. Not only does this cost a lot of money, but it's also a really bad use of the energy that we have. Try even making a difference of 2 or 3 degrees in the temperature that you keep your house can make a huge impact on just the amount of energy that you're using. Next up, borrow instead of buy. And this one is so easy to incorporate into your life. Really just, do a clothes swap with your friends. Use a city bike instead of buying your own if you don't use one frequently. Use public transportation instead of always taking your car if that's possible. If you need a tool or some kind of gadget for repairing something that's broken in your house, see if there's somebody you know who owns that tool and if you can borrow it from them. There's so many different ways that we can just rely on others and just help others out by sharing instead of buying it. Helps you to be able to consume less, which obviously is going to be good for the earth, preserving its natural resources, but it's also just a great practice to get into in general. Yes, it's absolutely more eco-friendly, but it also helps you to keep from accumulating a ton of stuff, which minimalism. So yeah, definitely a good one to think about. I think we're on number 7, and it's to eat more sustainably produced food. Opt for organic where you can. Try not to buy things that are ridden in pesticides and chemicals like a lot of your traditional produce now is. In addition to that, try eating less meat, especially the factory farmed stuff is incredibly polluting and terrible for the environment. So if you're going to be eating meat, try to opt for the more farm raised stuff, free range, pasture raised, all that stuff is going to be a lot better for the environment. Also, maybe try eating a bit less meat. Try maybe a meatless day of the week, or maybe you can go breakfasts all the time without meat. Try doing that. Just kind of explore your options and see what works well best for your diet and for your particular lifestyle, but definitely try to be conscious of not only the packaging in the food that you're consuming, but also how the food you're consuming was made. Really pesticide-laden soybeans are going to have a much more detrimental impact on the environment than our organic carrots. So just keep that in mind as you're buying food. Number 8 is to go digital. Opt for paperless billing. Try to get rid of your junk mail, although I know that is hard. And really just try to not have to feel the need to print out everything that you own. And every important document ever. These days, storing things in the cloud or on hard drives can be great alternatives to being able to, store everything in these large filing cabinets. So try to opt for paperless. There are so many different ways that you can just kind of reduce the amount of paper that you need in your life. So explore those options for sure. Second last one, food waste is a huge issue in the United States and really just in the world in general. Try to emphasize using your food before it goes bad. Don't stockpile your pantry so full that you're never going to be using the things inside of it. Same thing goes with your fridge. Don't buy so many fruits and vegetables that they're going to go bad. That's just a waste of your money and of the food. So try to divert food from going to waste, and there are a ton of creative ways that you can do that. If you need some inspiration, Pinterest is a great one to look at. Really just try to challenge yourself and see how much food you can reduce your use of. And then the last one is to use less water. Fixing that leaky tap can literally save gallons and gallons of water over the course of a month. Also, don't run your dishwasher until it's full. Same thing with your laundry. Don't do the laundry until you have a full load. By really focusing on trying to use the maximum capacity of whatever it is you're trying to wash or just clean or shower or whatever, by using it when you need it as opposed to when you sort of kind of don't really need it, you're going to be able to save a ton of water. And if we're honest, water, while in places like North Carolina it isn't a huge issue, in places like California and other places in the world, water is literally gold. and I think that's the direction we're heading in the future, so definitely be conscious of how much water you're using. Anyways guys, these are 10 simple, easy steps to just live a more eco-friendly life, and I hope that wherever you are, wherever you live, whatever your situation is, that you can hopefully apply at least a few of these to your life. Honestly, the smallest changes that we make really do have an impact, so I really would encourage you just to think about what your role in caring for this world is going to be. Whether that's large or small, I think that we all have the ability to make a difference and that we should do our part. So that's my 2 cents. I hope you guys enjoyed these tips. If you have any other awesome tips for ways that you can just live a more eco-friendly lifestyle, definitely be sure to leave them in the comments below. I would love to read them, and I'm sure everybody else would too. If you guys haven't subscribed to my channel yet, I would totally appreciate it if you would do so today. Anyways guys, I love you all so much, and I will see you in the next video.